Alright, hey guys, it's Connor here, and something I'm bringing with me to this space is sadness because I wish I could be doing this or telling the story in person at our class party. I think that would be a much better way to have ended the class, but I mean the coronavirus did us dirty, so. And I guess something else I'm bringing with me to this space is uncertainty about what I'm gonna do with all these different messages I've heard from my stories and from other people's stories. And I guess I'm concerned about how I'm going to grow and change because of these things I've learned and how I'm going to use them to find justice and wholeness for not just myself, but also others. So, my story today is about a social class, and for context, my final paper is a letter to my mom where I tell her my life story in a way that I haven't shared with her before. Um, I didn't share with her this side of my story, I guess, because we're just not close like that. She's probably the closest person I am to, but that's just not our definition of close, I guess. So this is one of my few times where I can give her a real deep look at the man I am, and I think, especially at this point in my life, she would really enjoy hearing it. So I guess I'll get started. Um, so I usually try not to think about my social class, but I do have to acknowledge how it serves me. When I was a senior in high school and applying for colleges, you never pushed me to look in any particular area or type of school. You would be willing to send me across the country to a private school if that was where I wanted to go, and I can only say that because of your social class. You always told me, don't even worry about the cost. Mom 2017. Because you had it covered. I felt very grateful to have both you and my dad in my life, and the hard work you provided that got me to this point. But at first, I really did not understand the weight of the opportunity that you were giving me. That was until college acceptances started coming out. As my peers started choosing their colleges, I heard from one friend who told me she got accepted into one of her reach schools and felt literally blessed. However, she wouldn't be going there because it's not an in-state school, so it cost her much more to go there, and that was too much for her parents to afford. This made me really think about what you said. Don't even worry about the cost. During high school, I never considered if my social class would hinder me from reaching whatever education I could. Hearing about this situation from my friends made me wonder, was this a point of stress for students around me in high school? Did people go to school each day worried that maybe they would not even have the money to pay for their higher education? Was this what it was like when you went to school, Mom? Nowadays, I looked into it and found that 54% of college students need loans, with an average amount of debt being around 35 grand. Kurt 2020. I'm incredibly lucky to have you and Dad pay for my education, and thinking on the story now, I understand why you're so willing to spend however much on my education. Looking back, this was one of the few times where it seemed like you really pushed your social class onto me. I honestly cannot be upset about this, but I was kind of confused at first when you would tell me not to worry about the cost. It could have just been a simple phrase with a simple meaning, but as I look back on it now, I see what you were actually trying to say. You were telling me not to stress, not to feel bad for wanting to go somewhere in particular for my education, because you don't want me to go through the same stress you did. You put in years of hard work to get us to this point, to get us to this opportunity, so I can live the best life possible, and I cannot be more thankful for this selflessness. I love you, Mom. Thank you.